It's Week Go Chew Live Wednesday. We have this week's MVP, Gago's balance after a crucial win over Rayados, Blanca Félix words after her massive performance at El Clásico Tapatío, and our 11 prediction to face Puebla. This and more as we take a dive into the Chivaverse. Vámonos.
Fernando Yacardi desde
la fortaleza rojiblanca.
Pues ya preparados para un compromiso más a través de Chivas TV.
De Chivermanos para Chivermanos.
¡Qué pelota, línea de fondo! Mozo con el centro. ¡Le Cabacá, Tras un jugadón de Beltrán y Mozo, llegó el vaquero y con un derechazo la manda para la jaula.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Latinoamerica, and all the Chivermanos y hermanas around the globe. All the mothers and misters, Chiva brothers and sisters. Welcome to We Go Chew Live. We're transmitting directly from La Perla Tapatía, home to the most glorious of teams, El Club Deportivo Guadalajara. Bienvenidos todos a We Go Chew Live. Joining me today are the co-host, Gabriela Silva. ¿Cómo estás, Gabi?
Hi, Robert. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of We Go Chew Live. Hi, everybody that is chatting already in the chat section, of course. And hi also to everybody watching us through the Telemundo app. Hi, welcome back. And very excited for today's show because we're going to get personal with the lineup predictions. As you can see in the title of this show, we're going to get very analytical. So I like that. And I hope everybody in the chat can also join us in that conversation specifically. Of course, we're going to talk about our chingonas, Varoril, everything that's coming up for Chivas, and of course, the weekly MVP. But first, how are you, Alfredo?
Hi, Gabi. Hi. Excuse me, guys. Hi, Gabi. Hi, Robert. Hi, Chivermanos. Hello to everyone on the chat who's watching us, all the Chivermanos, who's watching us on the Telemundo digital platforms. I'm doing great, ready to talk some Rebaño Sagrado, ready to uncover a new MVP, ready to show off what will be my lineup and discuss our different lineups for this show, as you can see on the thumbnail. So plenty of activity going on at El Rebaño Sagrado. I would like to say hello to my friend Curtis Williams, who's watching us, Eduardo Gallardo, Victor Ayala Perez, Angel Arenas, everyone saying hello on the comment section. So excited to be here with you guys, ready for some Chivaverse. And I would like to invite everyone to send your questions. Send your questions on WhatsApp. You can find us on WhatsApp on We Go Chew, or you can send us a DM to the number on screen, plus 52 133 26 67 241, the number on screen. Send us your questions. We will read them out throughout the show, and we will answer them as well. Back to you guys.
Before we get on to the MVP, because we're going to talk about MVP, are there going to be any códigos, Gabi? Are there going to be any códigos?
Yes. Of course, there are going to be códigos. So if you don't know, we're giving away códigos so you can log for 1 month free on Chivas TV. So if you want to get that exclusive code so you can watch exclusive Chivas TV content for 1 month for free, please join the conversation and send a message to our WhatsApp and join us. So that way you can get free codes so you can be for 1 month for free. Again, 1 month for free for Chivas TV. You can watch Detrás del Rebaño, you can watch Resiliencia, you can watch Raíces, you can watch every single Chivas and Chivas Femenil's home games. You can watch La Previa, you can watch El Palco. Everything in Chivas TV you can watch for 1 month for free. If you join us on the show and you chat with us, you can get an exclusive code.
Yeah,
but you have to be paying attention.
On that note, you can also watch the trailers for all that content that Gabi just mentioned that we have on Chivas TV. You can enjoy the trailers for a lot of these contents right here on the Chivas YouTube channel. So If you're wondering what's Resiliencia about, there's an episode on Alan Mozo that we have the trailer here on the YouTube channel, also Detrás del Rebaño, the latest matches of both Chivas Varoril and Femenil. So if you'd like to try a sneak peek of everything we have on Chivas TV, take a look at the trailers right here on the Chivas YouTube channel.
On all of the platforms, including the ones on Telemundo, right? We have a direct link to the center of the Chivaverse. Before we get into it, though, we need to make our disclaimer as well, right?
We do.
Before we get on, because I already see people asking, why is this in English? And
Why is this in English? Because
why is this in English?
so it's been a year, a little over a year since we've been doing this, and I think it's time that we start doing this disclaimers a little more like here and there. But okay, it's okay to clarify this information for everybody in the chat and everybody watching us. So this content is for all Chiva hermanos that live outside Mexico and they speak mostly in English. So if you don't know, there are over 5 million Chiva hermanos that live in the United States alone, and all over the world, actually, there are Chiva hermanos, and they speak mostly in English. So this content is for them. But we can speak Spanglish, we can speak in Spanish, of course in English, because we speak Chivas, and Chivas is universal. So welcome everybody that's joining in the chat. A lot of you guys have our backs, and whenever somebody is asking, why is this in English? Why are they speaking in English? A lot of people answer to them, and they're like, hey, this is Chivas content in English because there are a lot of Chiva hermanos in the USA, blah, blah, blah. So thank you so much, everybody that has our backs and tries your best to tell people that what this content is about. But yes, this is Chivas exclusive content in English for you and for everybody that's interested. We keep you on the loop of everything Chivas Femenil, Tapatío, and everything that's going on in the Chivaverse. Back to you, Robert.
Every time you do that, Gabby, you do it better and better.
Oh, thank you.
You get great at it. But it's true. We should now move on. You know, everybody who's connecting. And you know what's interesting, too, in the chat is that we see people actually translate for other people and help them also get into the Chiva vibe that we're sharing, which is basically for everyone out there. Everyone out there.
Oh,
Right.
there's somebody in the chat. I just want to highlight this very, very quickly. Antonio Talavera is asking, is Kate going to join the live show? He already did. So if you're interested in watching that interview that we had for 15 minutes with Kate Cowell exclusively on We Go to Live, he chatted with us three, and it was an amazing interview. Please go to YouTube. There's the exclusive interview, and it's also on Chivas TV. You know where to find us. So yes, he was already in the show, and we're trying our best to get him to come back and chat with us again and tell us his experience in Chivas so far. But yes, we already have that for you. See, that's what We Go to Live is all about. We bring Chiva hermanos together.
Also, it'd be interesting if you guys, who would you guys like us to try and get on the show? Put it in the chat.
Right.
Put it in the chat. Hopefully, at some point, it's going to be our MVP, because every week we have an MVP, right? I already saw a couple people guessing who the MVP was. We have a drum roll. He puts his really romantic music in the background. But yes, our MVP is, you got to know it. Curtis guessed it. Blanca Félix. He did. He got it. He also mentioned it's his birthday Friday. Blanca Félix, la veterana. She saved us so many times. We'll get into the details of the match later on in the show, but Blanca was magnificent. She was magnificent. She was like the Blanca Félix in the good old days back in 2017. She was just unstoppable.
In 2022, remember that penalty kick that she stopped from Charlie
2022 was also a good one.
Right?
Yeah, 2021 and all of that period. Yeah.
She had come into her zone by that time, right?
Right.
Before Celeste came on the scene, really, Blanca was and is still the person that we go to, because there's a I've talked to people who some mention, well, maybe it's time for her to pass on the baton, right? But she told everyone to be quiet on Sunday because that was a magnificent performance, a World Cup performance, man. It was just beautiful. Let's see a couple of these images. Check them out. Oh.
Here we go.
And with the original commentary, guys, enjoy. Blanca.
Blanca, like, she manages to be, because she's not very tall, right? And so, like, she has an agility, a strength in her jumps, whenever she travels. So that makes it maybe even more spectacular, because she's that type of athletic goalkeeper who uses her athleticism by not being that tall, and that makes her even more impressive. Her saves are probably aesthetically, they're pretty beautiful saves to say. Like, she's a jogo bonito for a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
She reminds me a little of El Conejo. You remember from Cruz Azul, Gabi?
Yeah,
El Conejo Pérez?
She reminds because he wasn't a tall player as well, but he could get some air, man. Let's look at this. Let's just be quiet a moment for this one. Well, I'm going to be quiet. Oh, man.
Amazing. Yeah. It was such an important penalty because it helps us keep that, that unbeaten streak against Atlas, and it must have been so frustrating for them because they were finally gonna defeat Chivas, and they were gonna do it at the Estadio Akron. So I think that it was also an important save for the pride of the team in this Clásica Tapatía rivalry against the neighbors.
Yes, it was a rough moment as well in the match. I mean,
right.
It was a rough moment. Atlas had kind of gotten a second win. Like I said, we'll talk more about it in the Femenil part. But my heart exploded at that moment. Yeah, Blanca, manches, man. That's what we need. The heart. The heart in those kinds of players. So our MVP of this week, Blanca Félix, power. I'm so proud of her. Wonder Woman, man. She was just immense. She was immense. There was no way they were going to stop her on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's
Blanca Félix.
Congrats, Blanca.
Yeah, Blanca Félix.
A lot more. Yeah.
And it was a surprising match for me. And along with surprises, the surprise that Chivas Varoril, moving on, gave us the day before. Because, they're the leaders, undefeated leaders.
Right.
Of La Liga MX. And Chivas came away with a 0-2 win.
Yeah, no, that's a golpe sobre la mesa the other day about Chivas. And watching the match and the other day against Rayados and see how Chivas actually controlled the match, I was thinking that this team has probably had some bad luck at different episodes or at different moments throughout the tournament. I think that losing Tiva Sepúlveda for a month and a half was not good. And then you go to specific episodes. For example, what happened at Mazatlán at the beginning at the beginning of the tournament. I think that was a little desconcertante for many members of the team, especially because Chivas was having some good results before that. And I just believe that it's been one of those tournaments, one of those seasons where probably luck hasn't been on our side during many moments. And hopefully that changes as we arrive to the final sprint, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is like it's been like a Twilight Zone type season, don't you think, Gabi? It was the Twilight Zone. Rod Serling just needed to come out and say, "Okay, before the match, we're entering another dimension," because this season, I mean, since the semifinal, since the semifinal. It's been a rough up and down, but I've never, how can I say, I don't know, with the win during Saturday's win, I felt a little bit, I had to ask myself a couple of questions of my own self as an aficionado. Because remember when we were going to talk about the what the score was going to be, and I couldn't decide, and I was really hoping that you guys could give me some direction, because Monterrey, that's son palabras mayores. These guys are the big boys, just like America, Cruz Azul. So it was something that had been bothering me, and without giving the best of matches, Chivas came away with the 2-0 victory. They never gave up, They never gave up, did they, Alfredo?
No, they didn't. They didn't. And the sensation that I had throughout the match constantly is that this team is a lot better than the 10th place of the table. It's because it's where we are positionally right now. But yeah, that's the sensation that I had, that probably the luck or the results haven't been at our side at some specific moments, but I hope that there's a twist on that, and that Chivas manages to climb positions, because that's the sensation that I had, that this team is a lot better than what the table tells.
And what did you think of the return of Cisneros, Gabi?
I was just, you read my mind, my friend, because I was going to say exactly that it's very, as a team, as an organization, as a whole, it's very encouraging to see that your players are slowly getting back in shape and form, and that you are able to count on them in specific situations. And I think that Charal being back, it's a huge burst of energy for everybody, and he said it himself. I'm very happy to be back. He looks in exquisite shape, if you ask me. And I think that line and that forward and that position lineup combination that now Gago has with all these alternatives is very, very important for the team. And I think I said it a little bit earlier, I think Chivas played it smart, because it was maybe not that spectacular overall. But again, it was an away game in El BBVA, in a stadium that it works for us in a certain way. Like, statistically speaking, we talked about this in the last show, that we tend to win a lot at this specific stadium, and they played it smart. They played it calm, it didn't seem rushed. And I think they got all the options. And again, we're going to talk about specific players, of course, but Piojo Alvarado, my goodness, the season he's having right now. But yeah, overall, I think Charal being back, again, if somebody was asking in the chat, Chicharito is going to be eligible soon enough. So we're going to have a whole team very soon. And remember, we have only 4 weeks before Liguilla and all these situations. So we need to get the best of every single guy, of every single lineup, of every single situation. And I think we're in the right path. I don't want to say it's late. I think we still got time, because what we saw in Monterrey last Saturday, which, by the way, it was Alfredo and I's birthday, so I watched the game. It was our birthday, so hi everybody. And it was an incredible, because I was like, hey, please give me that birthday present, and we got it. So yeah, I think it was a smart game, maybe not spectacular, but smart, and I will take it any day.
Yes, definitely. Kind of. Let's look at the chat. We have Chivas for Life 824 agreeing with you, Gabi. Let's look at the chat a little bit. Let's see what our compañeros on the chats have to say.
Let's see.
Yeah, we have Marilu, who's always watching us and supporting us. So big shout out to Marilu. We also have Felipe Díaz, who says arriba las Chivas. We have Jaime Bolaños, who says greetings to all of us. Greetings to you as well, Jaime. Melanie Hernandez, who's watching us. Angel. We also have Chivas de Corazón. Jose Gomez. Jesse Flores. So Eduardo Fraga, who's watching us from San Diego, he says arriba las Chivas. Antonio Talavera, so Emilio Gomez, Jose Luis Palacios. So plenty of Chivermanos watching us in the Chivas and the Chivas digital platforms, in the Telemundo digital platforms. Hello to everyone, and excited to be here with you guys. What were your impressions about the game, Robert? About the Rayados game?
My first impression, I agree completely with Gabi. I think they came out not really knowing exactly what Rayados was shooting for, because I thought that Monterrey was very passive. They looked dangerous, of course, because it's Rayados. But I expected a different Monterrey. Chivas really took the initiative. I feel that a little clumsily at moments. They were doing the high pressure, but we were missing that one moment. I loved Cowell on the left. I loved Piojo on the right. And actually, he was going to be my MVP. There was a bit of controversy with a play with Piojo, which we'll talk about in a moment. But I thought that both of them on the wings were able to keep 4K busy.
Right.
You know, in a good sense. He wasn't fielding balls. He was really trying to find a way, but that's where I thought that he was missing just a little. And I don't know what Gago said to them in the halftime, but I saw a different Chivas in the second half. More calculating. I like the changes. I really loved Charal coming back on. I think that he made the difference, you know. I think he really made the difference. Guti in the first half was trying hard, and he was the driving force behind the first goal, right? And the second had to be completely Piojo with that pass. I mean, that pass was just half the goal. And then 4K, calm, cool, and collected, he sank that ball. So I thought they were good. I'm not satisfied though. I don't know.
But you know what?
It left me wanting something more, you know.
But I
Gabi,
think sometimes with this, I think sometimes with this kind of game, with this specific kind of rival, we're talking about the number one seed, the undefeated team. Excuse me. I think you have to. It's not like sometimes absolutely necessary to play like a spectacular, like explosive game. You have to be smart and smarter. And I think Chivas did that. And especially because they were away. So yes, I think slowly but surely, again, I think it's very important for the emotional side of I always talk about this, but I think it's very important because we have Charal back. Remember, Jose Castillo is also back. He also played in that game. Tiva Sepulveda is in full form again. So we are getting back absolutely all of the pieces that were like very important at the beginning of the tournament. And I mean, Charal, I think it was like an incredible sub to this specific game, and you could see it. So I think Gago is all set right now. So it shouldn't be a problem going forward with and we're going to talk about lineups in a second. But yes, it's promising, and it's good to see that it's not very explosive, but it's smart. Like sometimes that is what is required.
And they're recouping players, recouping players at the right time, don't you think, Alfredo?
Exactly. Yeah, we had it's the second match with Gilberto Sepúlveda back in the squad. I think that since he came back, we haven't conceded any goals because we actually have 2 straight clean sheets in Liga MX, both against the leaders of the regular table, which are American Rayados. And also very important to recover Tiva Sepúlveda, not only because of his greatness at the center of the defense, but also because having Tiva permits you, since we play with Alan Mozo with more offensive profile right backs on the right wing, we might need some equilibrium on the left, and we might need a more defensive profile player on that left back. So having Tiva Sepúlveda back, that permits us to use either Chiquete or Leo Sepúlveda on the left wing such as the other day that it was Leo Sepulveda, and have a closer on the wing. That's good. And regarding the match against Rayados, I would like to say that we did not receive a lot of scoring occasions against us. Like the most clear occasion of Rayados the other day was a Maxi Mesa shot from outside the box that went wide. So that's it. That's everything they had. Then they had a little more in the second half, but just a little, not a lot. I think that Chivas controlled the match because we took control. I never suffered until probably, of course, the end, because it's only a few minutes left. But I never felt dominated. I felt that Chivas had it under the belt, and that's a positive sign as well.
That's true. How many games are left, Gabi?
Yeah, so we are going to see a little bit of the press conference after the game, but these are specific quote from Fernando Gago. There are 4 games left for our objective, and we have the ambition to achieve it. So if you are okay with it, let's go to Fernando Gago's speech.
Buenas noches a todos. La verdad que nos vamos muy contentos con la victoria de hoy. Era un partido complicado, tienen un muy buen equipo, muy buenas individualidades. Sabíamos que teníamos que contrarrestar algunos aspectos ofensivos de ellos y saber dónde lo podíamos atacar. Obviamente que después con las expulsiones el partido se puso más a nuestro favor, pero en líneas generales el equipo me gustó. Te digo la verdad, no me lo pienso analizar por partido, sino en cómo vamos en el proceso de que queremos trabajar y en el equipo que queremos ver. Todavía nos falta, tenemos todavía 4 partidos por delante para nuestro objetivo y esa es la ambición que tenemos para lo que queda.
So yeah, 4 games left, 4 weeks left.
Yeah.
So
4 weeks.
It's achievable. What do you think, guys?
Well, if we're trying to get into the top 9, I mean the top 10. Right? What's the picking? At
the very least, at the very least to the top 10 to the top 6 if you want to make it straight into Liguilla.
Let's look at the 4 matches. Okay, we have Puebla.
Yeah.
And then we have
Pachuca,
and Querétaro, and then Atlas.
Atlas.
So we could make 2. I think I could make 2 pretty good guesses. But Puebla and Querétaro are definitely super winnable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. Puebla, who knows? Because they're topsy-turvy. Yeah, right now they give a good match, they give a bad match. Querétaro is really not, it's not doing so well. Pachuca, they're on the rise. I saw a match, them playing the other day. They're regaining their footballing style. So I think at least 2 with 6 points. And the Atlas game, it's a clásico. I would not like to say that we're going to come away with it, but what they showed us last week, during the friendly, in Los Angeles, then I think we got that one as well.
Right.
Don't want to be cocky, but it's the truth. So let's say 6 points for sure. Nosotros. 6 points for sure. Which would take us to what? Where would we be with 6 points?
6 depends because we are pretty safe in the sense that we're 3 points above the 11th place, which is the like if you're 11th, you're automatically out. So in that sense, the win was positive the other day because that gives us a 3-point advantage against that 11th place. So that's good. And then there's a knot. There's quite of a knot. The 6th place, which is the straight Liguilla access, is not that far away. I think it's only 3 or 4 points away from Chivas. So we gotta use this, this accessible calendar that we have. We just got 4 out of 6 points from American Rayados, which is not a bad tally at all against these teams. And now we have it. So like you gotta see it that we have Puebla and Querétaro at the Estadio Akron. So those 2 are must wins. and then try to win at least one against Pachuca and Atlas, which are away. And I think that Chivas can still make it to at least 7th, 8th, hopefully 6th place or above, to get straight into La Liguilla, which is of course what we want and what we still aspire for.
I agree, and I like the way that the chat is also waking up, because there's different kinds of perceptions there, and I really like the attitude about winning all 4 matches. Can we come away with, what do you guys think, with the 12 points?
Yeah, I think it's doable.
I think it's
Emilio
possible.
Gomez
I
put
think
that,
it's
yeah.
doable and possible. And again, you were saying that 2 games are at home and 2 are away, but considering that El Jalisco is our home as well, so is that really an away game?
Right, we're going to fill the
that really-
stadium again, so.
Of course. But
And that's the
I
one.
am guessing we are getting 2, yeah, for sure. 2 games for sure. The home games. Yeah, Pachuca is going to be tough. That is going to be tough.
Right.
But I think we got Puebla, Querétaro, and Atlas. My 2 cents.
Okay,
No, we
talking
gotta do
about
well.
talking about Puebla, then let's talk about our starting 11s.
Right.
¿Cómo va a ser el show?
This is going to be good.
Will be interesting. Let's take a look at it. Very similar.
Yeah, they're
Hakuna,
similar
Matata,
amongst each other.
Hakuna, Matata.
Cada uno tiene
Can we
su
see the
sello propio.
gráficos? There we go. Everybody in the chat as well, share your starting 11s and vote for which one you think
Which one
will
is
win,
the most?
Gabi's, Alfredo's, or yours truly. All right, who's going to be the preferred starting 11?
We're gonna
Okay,
pin,
let's see, Gabi.
we're gonna
A ver,
pin
Gabi.
a vote,
Tell us
a
your
voting
starting
poll
11.
next time.
Mande
You tell
usted?
us your starting 11 and defend it.
Okay.
Okay,
Do I
I'm going
start?
Yeah, Gabi first. Gabi first.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to. Yes. So I'm going to look very conservative and play it kind of safe. Actually, this is pretty much the same lineup that Gago sent against Monterrey. Only one change in my lineup specifically. So we have Rangel, then we have Mozo, Sepúlveda, Chiquete, and Mateo. Then we have Guti, Víctor Guzmán, and Fernando Beltrán. Then Alvarado and Cowell and Marin. So that's my starting. I'm very conservative. Again, I'm just playing it safe because this is going to be hopefully a new thing we're going to have in the show, because again, we want you guys to interact and tell us what you think and what's been working so far for Chivas. So this is technically the same lineup we saw against Monterrey, just I switched Leo Sepúlveda for Mateo, and that is my starting 11.
I like that.
Alfredo, what about you?
Yeah, so I've decided to use that that I was speaking about earlier of having since we have El Tiva Sepúlveda, we might use a defensive, let's say a defensive profile left back such as Chiquete, who of course he has offensive projection as well, and actually Leo Sepúlveda also has offensive projection, so we can use that from the back. So those are my back 4. Mozo, both Sepúlveda as center backs, and Chiquete on the left back. Chiquete and Leo Sepúlveda can alternate throughout the match. Then on the midfield, we have Eric Gutierrez, Oso Gonzalez, and Beltrán. And I would like to say that Alvarado will be somewhat of a midfielder as well. And then up front, I will go with Pocho Guzmán coming from behind, let's say as a second striker, and Marin as a pure number 9.
Okay, I like it. I like both of yours. Actually, we're really close, all of us. I think in our defense, we've agreed completely, except for Chavez as well, and I'll tell you why. I love the way, or doesn't everyone love the way Mozo flies down the right wing?
Yeah.
I love the way Chavez flies down the left wing. Yeah, right. Especially because of the forward that I've chosen. Yeah, I want JJ Macias in the starting 11 because he is one of those guys who needs people to feed him. But he's not always dependent on the players who are around him. But if we can get those wingers running down the line, sidelines, and feeding him along with Alvarado and Guzman and Cowell, really offensive 11 that I put, then I think we're going to see una lluvia de goles. Really, really. And my midfield, you know, I'm also a believer. Oso's my man, right? Oso's my man. And Guti, okay, Guti is obviously the guy who could slip those balls in between the lines. I would also have a floating Alvarado and a floating Guzman, just like Alfredo mentioned, who would be helping there in the midfield along with those wingers. If the wingers go forward, then we need somebody to fall backwards, right? And so I think that Guzman at that moment, because of his speed and his vision of the field, would probably be the person, the right person to join Oso and Guti in the midfield. So those are my reasons. This is what I feel. But I think that any of the three of them are going to give a very, very, very good, at least with Puebla. I think we're going to see a lluvia de goles. Really, my friend.
Hopefully. It will be good, you know, like for the atmosphere, for the team, for the confidence, for the team having a high-scoring match right before the playoffs. Of course, we got to make it to the playoffs first, but it'll be good. This Saturday presents itself like as a good occasion for that. Yeah.
So what do you guys think the score's going to be?
I'm gonna say
already.
2-0 for Chivas.
2-0, okay.
Yeah. 2-0. What about you, Gabriela?
I'm going with a 3-1. Chivas.
Uy. Producción, because you're going to say something exaggerated. A ver, producción.
Production is going to say 10-0.
10-0.
9-0 or something like that.
We're
5-0.
Sin problema.
5-0.
You know,
5-0.
I don't know. Bueno, si se distraen, you know, si se destapan nuestros jugadores, right? I think we could get it. Puebla really, my friends. I watched the match the other day, and they're not the Puebla of a couple of seasons ago. Right. So although every team that comes and plays at the Akron against Chivas takes on another dimension when they play here in Guadalajara. So that's something that we cannot count aside. But looking at my Chivas and looking at our three starting 11s, Chivas is going to come away definitely with, I'm going to agree with Gabi with 3 goals, but I'm going to go with a 3-0. I don't see Puebla making goals at all. Puebla no trae nada. No trae nada.
And that'd be good.
No. And again, we don't like talking bad about the rival. We always acknowledge the rival, but it thinks las cosas como son. Right? Puebla is at the bottom of the table, so we ideally could snatch those 3 points.
Ideally.
We have to.
Yeah. And I really hope, I would love to see JJ back, man. He needs to put the ball in the net too. I'd love to see Chicharito there too. But in truth, the few moments that we've been able to watch JJ on the pitch, I feel that he has more to give. You know, he just needs the right moment. And this is one of those games, a real confidence builder. If either one of them, 4K, you saw it. He exploded, you know. Yeah. I saw a change in his expression. So I don't know, man. I think we're going to see a lot of goals. Yeah. So where can we watch this, my friends? Where can we watch this match?
Where can we watch the
Telemundo.
Where can we watch?
There we go.
Production.
Let's see.
No, where to watch?
So this is Saturday.
Week 14.
Yeah. Saturday, match week 14, Liga MX, Chivas Puebla. If you are in the USA, it's going to be on Telemundo Deportes, because remember that Telemundo is la casa de las Chivas for the Chivas home games, and we're playing at the Estadio Akron. So Chivas Puebla this Saturday in the United States. It's going to be in Telemundo Deportes, and in Mexico in TUDN. So this is Saturday night plans, some rebaño sagrado. And la narración más rojiblanca is on el palco de Chivas TV right here in YouTube.
That you could possibly watch if there were a promo code. Has everybody been paying attention for your codes? Don't forget, people, that there will be promo codes flying by on the tickers, and you may be able to get a 1-month free subscription to all the content on the Chivas TV platforms. So if you're really curious or you really want to get in there, there's so much. There's Alicia Cervantes, interviews.
Mozo.
There's the Detrás del Rebaño, the Mozo one, the Resiliencia.
Yeah.
Alicia,
Resiliencia. Yeah.
Dichas, Resiliencia. Magnificent content on there. So if you haven't had a chance, this is a great moment to get it, because you know what? What do we say? If it's free,
it's for me.
It's for me.
It's for me.
Okay? So everybody, make sure to keep your eyes open to the ticker. You might be able to get a Chivas promo codo, or whatever they're going to call it. Chivas Prima Codo promo.
Prima Codo Podo.
Anyway, let's take a look at the chat real quick, because we're going to get into las chingonas, la posición.
And we also got to see the Detrás del Rebaño latest trailer on and that's also what has to do with the promo codes, right?
Exactly.
Chivas TV content.
Do we have?
Let's watch that.
Look at
Shall
the
we?
teaser.
Yeah, let's take a look at the promo, and then we have some Femenil and the comment section as well. Let us know, guys, what you think about the promo in the comment section.
Mentalizados en ganar, papá. Una final más hoy, güey.
Dale, banda, hay que entrar concentrados, Hay que entrar muy concentrados, vamos a meterle.
Intensidad. No dejamos nada, no guardamos nada. Por la camiseta, por nosotros mismos. La tienen que ir a buscar. Intensidad, juego. Y vayan a buscar el partido que
Muy feliz, contento de poder ayudar al equipo a sacar los 3 puntos. Yo creo que ya no lo merecíamos y contento por el resultado. Arriba las Chivas.
Marin, man, that goal.
So if you want to watch that and a lot of exclusive content from Chivas TV, please come into the show, join us. Oh, we have a code.
Yeah.
We have a code. There it is.
There we go.
There it is. Take a look at it. The first one to put it in, to tighten it up, they'll be able to
First
join.
One to put it in.
Take a look at it.
1 month free. 1 month for free
It's a unique.
of Chivas TV.
It's a unique insight on the Chivas, inside the dressing room, detrás del rebaño. It's absolutely unique. You know how other teams, like some other clubs, have this sort of content. They have it in streaming platforms, like all the different streaming platforms that there are. But since we have our own streaming platform, we have it on Chivas TV. And let me tell you that Detrás del Rebaño is top content, top inside dressing room content worldwide. It's up there with the top contents produced inside dressing room. So Detrás del Rebaño on Chivas TV, you have the promo code. Now it's up to you. Now it's your turn, Chivermano.
Yes, if you guys ever saw the movie Chivas after the Campeonato, the last 2017 Campeonato Championship, it's the same quality. Quality. Really, 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 you are transported to the dressing room. Yeah, you're there, you're seeing everything, you're listening to everything that's being said, and there's no minced words there. That's, it's definitely PG-13, okay, my friends? Because you have to remember it's a locker room. But all the other content is for everybody, the family. It's beautiful, magnificently made. Some really interesting, especially the Resiliencias videos. Man, makes you cry.
Yes.
Makes you very.
Yeah. It makes you emotional.
Yes, tugs at your heartstrings,
Yes.
and you get to know, you get to know them a little bit better. And they're just not people running around on a pitch. They're not just objects. These are people, just like you and me, and they feel and they hurt and they've struggled to get where they are. So definitivamente run and turn in that code and get access to la plataforma de rojiblancos para rojiblancos.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
For the red and white, from the red and white hearts to the red and white hearts. Please, my friends, don't miss out. Let's talk about Femenil. Oh, it was a rough Sunday. Gaby, ¿qué pasó? Ayúdanos.
It was a rough Sunday. I have to be honest. I was flying at the moment, at the time of the game, and somebody was very kind to let me know via text what was going on. So I didn't watch it live, but my chat was filled with Blanca. So that's like the highlight of the game. It ended up in a tie. It was a very tough match. And I'm going to let Alfredo gives us a recap of this game specifically, if you are okay with that, my friend.
Yeah, so it was, as you may already know, El Clásico Tapatío at Estadio Akron. It was ended up tied. The match ended up tied. There was, Chivas managed to control it. And besides that penalty kick that Blanca saved, it was actually, a solid match by Chivas in defensive terms. The team managed to contain the rival, and it really makes me, enjoy that penalty saved by Blanca at the end of the match, because I'm sure that Atlas really, really, really wanted to win this match, because not only because of the rivalry, but because the dominance that Chivas has in that rivalry. Like, after they missed that PK against Blanca, like the Atlas players, they were visibly frustrated, because it was their occasion to finally defeat Chivas Femenil.
And it was very close to the end,
yes,
right?
Yes, it was the 82nd minute.
Yes. The match
so
was...
Those last...
It was like 85th minute, no? The 85th minute, wasn't it?
Yeah,
more or less.
Like
very controversial. I think the call was hogwash. It was baloney. I mean, how can you remove she would have to unscrew her hand, basically. Okay. Or just, I don't know what's up with the reffing, I don't want to get into that, but what did you guys think of that call? Have you guys had a chance to see that? It was just, I don't want to, I don't want to be nasty. It was horrible. Horrible call. Because
if you say it was baloney, it was baloney.
It was baloney, man. It was horse chips. It was horrible. Really, really, really. And I'm not saying that Chivas played very well, but you know what? Chivas also, we have to be honest when we look at these matches. Chivas were making a lot of simple mistakes with the ball, simple passing errors, and Atlas no traía nada. Okay, Atlas didn't have anything, and it's their game of the season. It's the truth, for both Femenil and Varonil. If they beat us, then then they've done something in the season, right? And the truth is, looking at the league standings, well, it says it all. It says it all.
Right.
But in reality, the fact that we were pushed to the limit by Atlas was just because of our own mistakes. Because the truth is, Chivas played very solidly, but we didn't make the goals. You got to put it in the net. It's la verdad. Es la verdad.
And then towards the end of the game, we had a penalty kick call in our favor, and our comandanta tied the game last minute. Literally, Oh, and also a big shout out to Chely Torres that got injured, unfortunately, on that game, but she seems okay. She just posted on her Instagram that she's fine and well. It's just a little bump in the head. But yes, we need you, Chely, to be okay, safe and sound. And yeah, it was a tough match. Again, I didn't watch it live. I watched a recap, and it was like very tough for Chivas Femenil, and because it was a home game, I think it would have been a very more extent scores for Chivas Femenil. But again, Blanca Félix was the star of the show. Again, the experience and the cold head that she has, right? Like this, esa frialdad, if you allow me to say it that way. But yes, it was a tough match overall. So it was a tie, a very dramatic tie. But yeah.
Some people feel that Blanca is not very charismatic, but the truth is she's the silent leader. And if you go to the matches, you hear her, talking to the defense. Yeah, she's a great goalie, and all that experience cannot be exchanged for anything. She saved our asses. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I was
she did.
the MVP with Perdón. She saved our asses. She saved our asses, guys. Really. Because
Once again.
we could have won the game. We really could have won the game. Atlas, not to demerit them, they just don't have the team right now to compete against Chivas. And they did put us into some moments that were rough, but like I said, I never like to lose against Atlas. But Blanca, gracias, chinga. Really. She saved our ass. Really. She saved us, man, from it would have been a humiliating defeat. Vamos con un teaser del detrás del rebaño femenil.
Femenil.
De repente, casi 80, ya se para el penal a Charlín Corral, campeona.
Desde los 11 pasos le pega y Blanca.
¿Esto cuándo fue? Hace 2 años. Es que yo creo que lo vi.
Chivas recibe al Atlas, clásico tapatío en el circuito rosa. El día de hoy, una fecha y un horario con bastante tradición en el fútbol tapatío. Las Chingonas, domingo a las 12 del día, en contra del Atlas, el rival de la ciudad.
Y todo el mundo ya cree que puede venir aquí a ganarle a Chivas, pero no. Hoy no va a ser. ¿Por qué? Porque en lo colectivo, en lo individual, somos mejores. ¿Por qué? Porque esto trasciende fronteras. ¿Por qué? Porque hoy, aquí en el Acro, no van a ser 40 partidos, sino 41 partidos sin perder en casa. ¡Dale, Chivas!
Oh my God, I got chills.
That's detrás del rebaño. That's what I said. It's like,
oh my God,
it's that type of quality. You really want to know what goes on in the locker room? Métete. Watch them. You could go back in time to all the DDRs and you could find whatever you want. The words from, all of our coaches, the words from our owners in some cases as well have been there as well. So you gotta dive in there, guys. Get the code. I think
because if you want to watch these kind of content for free for 1 month, you need a code.
Right.
So you want a code? You want a code?
Mr. Code Man,
There's
look
the code.
at me.
Hold yourself up.
There it is, the promo code, Codo promo.
And
take a look at it.
And it's
first
a good
come, first serve.
Yeah. It's a good moment to subscribe to Chivas TV because actually the Chingonas have international break. So there's not going to be Chivas Femenil. So there you have some extra time to enjoy the Chivas TV content. And speaking about Chivas Femenil, they will be back on the 13th of April. So in 10 days time, when they face Pumas at Capital Rojiblanca, Mexico City. So it is international break for Chivas Femenil. Mexico will be facing friendlies against Colombia and Australia. Celeste Espino and Araceli Torres were part of the initial call-up list of the Mexican women's national team. However, I'm not sure if Chelly still going, Gabby? Did she say that in her Instagram?
She already posted a picture training with the
Oh,
national
so she's
team.
already,
so I guess
okay. So Chelly is
Yeah.
still up. And we have Celeste as well with the national team. So mi selección nacional femenil will be playing against Australia and Colombia in the upcoming days. And Chivas Femenil is back on the 13th against Pumas. So that's regarding the Chingonas. So international break coming up right now, but we still have the guys. So
I just got one thing to say. One thing to say about Celeste. No la regresan como se la prestamos. Okay, guys? We want her back the way we sent her to you. Selección Mexicana. Okay?
Yeah.
Please.
Sería un detalle.
Come on, man, you know.
Right.
Celeste is back finally, and hopefully she gets some minutes with the national team, because she also is someone that needs to be in the spotlight, right? Because all that pressure is what made Blanca who she is. And this same pressure is what's going to make Celeste who she is too. Plus, she's from Cervantes. All my kids went to Cervantes. También. Yeah, they know how to think. They know how to do the things right. Let's take a look at the chat before we go, guys. It's almost time for us to get out of here. But we have a lot of people participating in the chats. Vamos a darle salida.
Victor Valdivia says that the initial lineup for this upcoming Saturday against Puebla should be Rangel, Mozo, El Pollo Briseño, Orozco Chiquete, Oso González, Nene Beltrán, Pocho Guzmán, Kate Cowell, Roberto Alvarado, and Ricardo Marin. So that's the initial lineup that Victor Valdivia will send to the pitch this upcoming Saturday. Then we have Nathan Jumper. Hello, my friend. We have also, Pizzi Solano, who apparently is an America fan here. Then we have Felipe Tunes. We have Fernando Chaires. So hello to everyone. Güero Torres. Ricardo, who is actually having a very active conversation with the rest of the Chivermanos.
Yeah, man, I like his
opinions.
I like his comments.
And yeah, I appreciate the fact that how he has, extended his opinion. Very, very much appreciated, man.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, take a look at what he's saying. Yeah, this is one thing. A little controversy there, but I think we were discussing what happened. What happened on the pitch versus Femenil. Apart from that controversial call, Chivas very much dominated the match. But for some reason, there was no connection between the lines. They were really missing a lot of balls. Ricardo, estoy de acuerdo contigo. Muchos balones perdidos. Inexplicables. But hey, like I said, this is like the Chiva-verse version of the Twilight Zone. Okay, since the last 2 years, okay? This is the Chiva zone, the Chiva version of the Twilight Zone. But anyway, my friends, ya se nos está acabando el tiempo. Everybody out there, everybody who was here and participated, and everybody who was late, like Felipe Tornes, you guys, we're Chivas. This is the Chiva-verse. Thank you for coming and sharing your ideas with us. Chivas gana contra Puebla.
Yeah.
3-0.
We're going for the win. Have a happy week. See you next Wednesday.
See you next week.
Arriba las Chivas. Be safe.
Mucho gusto, Fernando Yacardi, desde
la Fortaleza Rojiblanca.
Pues ya preparados para un compromiso más a través de Chivas TV.
De Chivermanos para Chivermanos.
¡Qué pelota, línea de fondo! Mozo con el centro. ¡Le quedó a Gago!